no conversation about fairness and equity in our system.
Fairness and equity at a $35,000 a ticket dinner. Yeah, that's the right place to have that conversation. But that was obviously Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez justifying that tone-deaf political stunt at the Met Gala last night, which raises a few little ethics questions because, as I said, the tickets are $30,000 a pop. So did she pay for that? Because even on her $170,000 salary, that's kind of a lot of money. Was it approved by the House Ethics Committee? Well, we reached out to AOC's office and to Vogue, who apparently paid for the ticket, and we got no response to either. But then when our staff called the House Ethics Committee, they refused to comment. Joining us now to respond, he'll comment, is the host of the Dave Rubin Show, Dave Rubin. Dave, I'm glad to have you here because clearly the House Ethics Committee won't comment. She responded to critics saying this: many elected officials regularly attend the ball there due to our responsibilities in keeping cultural institutions accessible to the public. She went on to say, if you live in the New York City area, you can go to the Met, including the same costume exhibit the wealthy saw last night for as little as dollars as you'd like. Check out this weekend because the Met belongs to the people. Dave, the Met may belong to the people, but going to the Met Gala is the same, is totally different. That's like saying I can walk into Central Park for free, but when U2 plays a concert there, it's the same Central Park. No, it's then a venue. That's completely different.
Sean, I thought I was fired up today because of the California recall, but clearly you have downed an extra cup of coffee before doing the show today. Holy cow.
Well,
yes, this
it's
woman,
a great
AOC,
dress.
Look, AOC is a ridiculous child LARPing. Are you guys familiar with the phrase LARPing? That's live action role playing as a congresswoman. Look, she's here to burn everything down, as the progressives are here to do with everything. It's a $30,000 ticket event that she went to. She puts tax the rich on. I'm sure you guys have covered that the rich pay almost all the taxes. We covered it with stats from the IRS on my show this morning. If you make over $100,000, that group of people pay pretty much all the taxes, with people in the 0.1% that they're always yelling about the 1%, but they mean the 0.1% over 500 grand. They're paying virtually all the taxes. The lowest people don't pay taxes. I'd be for a flat tax. But everything she says, it's not that she's against the elite. It's that she doesn't like some of the elite that exist right now, and she'd like to get rid of them and then make herself elite. The socialist system that she wants to put in place will always have elitists, and she wants to make sure she's in on that, while everyone else will have either universal basic income or just endless unemployment, or just, be locked at home and stay at home and wearing masks and everything else. Because this is the system that she's trying to bring in. She's showing it to you. Look at what she's wearing. I forget, did you guys get the number on how much the dress cost? But $30,000 to get in. The dress probably cost another $100,000. I get it, it's a borrowed dress or whatever. But everything they do is to flaunt it in our faces. And let's not forget, we're supposedly in the midst of this crazy pandemic where all of the servers at the event had to wear masks. But the elitists like AOC.
No. That's where you're wrong. She wore a designer invisible mask. It's pretty obvious.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's Vera Wang.
Yes, and I'm sure they'll be selling that soon enough, AOC's invisible mask.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be in line for that one. But, the thing, Dave, is, and I've heard someone else say this throughout the day, she ultimately won here, right? Because everyone's talking about it. We're talking about it. It was trending on Twitter, on every major network. So she's having the conversation, even though this was a political stunt. She kind of won in some ways because people loved it. I mean, hated or loved it, but her followers loved it.
Yeah, the people that don't think, and the Twitterati and everything else, they see it and they think, oh, she's sticking it to the power because she goes to a rich event and puts this down. But what she's really doing is getting in with those people that can afford those things to ensure that they will always have what they have, and that basically all of the people that she's hoodwinking, the people that support her, she's never going to help any of them. What policy does she have that is pro-growing the economy so more
Dave,
people...
let me ask you this. You talk about the Twitterati. The average person in her district, the 14th district in New York, makes $30,468 a year. So the people that actually elect her, I don't think they get it.
No, it's actually quite depressing if you think about the way she's fooling all of these people. I mean, But this is what the Democratic Party has become. It's meaningless, utterly meaningless slogans that sort of sound right. Rich people should pay more. It sort of sounds right. I mean, I would recommend AOC if you watch Newsmax. I suspect she doesn't, but if she does, maybe she's listening right now and she could perhaps buy an economics book by Thomas Sowell. I'll gladly send her one, and she could understand why the government getting out of the way and not deciding who the winners or losers are, and why competition matters, and why capitalism is good and rises all boats, and why she's here to burn down the very system that allows a ridiculous person like her to flourish. I mean, maybe that's the one thing that's not good about capitalism. We allow these people in.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.